Welcome to Statistics for Behavioral Sciences. I am Dr. Jessica Gomez, and I will be your instructor this semester. So first things first, I know that this is probably not one of the classes that you have super been looking forward to in your major. I'm sure that none of you signed up to be a behavioral sciences major really excited to learn about statistics. I know that a lot of you are probably dreading this class because you're labeling it as a math class and are automatically thinking this is going to be boring and hard and I'm not going to like it. A couple of things about that. First and foremost, I would ask that you not think about it as a math class. And what I mean by that, if you've ever read any of those articles that talk about increased sleep leads to decreases in anxiety, exercising more frequently can alleviate depression symptoms. What we're doing in this class, what that research is doing, is we're taking behaviors, we're taking information, we're taking people's self-reported stuff that they give us on questionnaires and surveys. We're taking these behaviors that as behavioral science majors we find very interesting. We're turning them into numbers that we can do something with, that we can count them, weigh them, compare them, analyze them, and then we're turning it back into language. So I would ask you to maybe get rid of the stigma that this is just a math class and think of it more as learning a new language. You're learning the language of translating behaviors into numbers so that you can code them and then translate them back to behaviors. That's the first thing I would ask of you. The second thing I would ask of you, if that's where you're coming from, is please just give me a chance to make this interesting. I was a psychology major in college, and then I started a master's in clinical psychology, and then I switched over my master's to lifespan development, which is in essence developmental psychology, and then I got my PhD in human development and family studies, which again is kind of taking developmental psychology and situating it in a family context, and also looking a lot at the psychology of how family units function. Within all of those years of education, I can honestly say my statistics classes were my least favorite classes. I thought they were hard and boring and not really relevant. It was not until I started doing my own research and seeing, oh wait, I can actually find some really cool things if I code this and turn it into numbers and put it in the software and do this. I didn't find it interesting until I was doing my own research. And at that point, I remember feeling almost a little bit resentful of, if my statistics instructors could have just made this more interesting, this would not have been such a torturous experience, because this is actually kind of fun. This is actually really neat what you can do here. I ended up having to take 21, 27 credit hours worth of statistics for my degree, because you have to be a good researcher to be in this field. I took a lot of statistics classes, and I think I enjoyed one of them. And I say that to tell you, I've done data analysis, I've published articles, I've written textbook chapters, I have worked at jobs where I had to do data analysis as part of the job. I find this interesting, not because of my stats classes, but because of my own experiences with it. And my goal is to use those experiences that I have to help make this an interesting class for you. I know it might not and probably won't be your favorite class that you take within your behavioral sciences major, but my goal is that you will not leave Drury saying my stats class was my most hated class I took. I don't want that for you. I want you to see how this is applicable maybe to your career, and even if not, applicable in a way that it makes you a better consumer of information, because it allows you to look at those clickbaity nonsense articles that get shared on social media or talked about on the news that introduce some bizarre relationship that scientists have found that this causes this, and be able to actually pull up that, find the article, pull up the article, read the article, and see for yourself, is that really what they found? Or is that being exaggerated for media, which that happens a lot? Or was it really this causes this? Or did they just find, hey, there's kind of a weak relationship here. Maybe something's happening. You will be able to do that by the end of this semester. Now, also having said that, I want you to know that if you read through the syllabus carefully, which I highly encourage you to do, you will see that one of the learning objectives for this course is that you be able to do hand calculations of some of these statistical tests with a paper and pencil and calculator. And I know that for a lot of you, that is probably the thing that is making you nervous. And that's probably the thing that you latched onto and said, aha, you're lying. This is a math class. Yes, there are some things that we will calculate with a calculator, or I'll show you how to use Excel formulas for it. It's not going to be anything that's super complicated math. It's not. If you can add and subtract and multiply and divide and square, or at least if you know how to find those functions on your calculator, you're going to be fine. We're not doing any calculus level math here. We're not doing any trigonometry level math here. The things I'm going to ask you to do by hand will be very basic calculations. From that point, we will move on to our statistics software called PSPP, because, again, I've done research and I've worked jobs that have done data analysis. And I can tell you the only time in all those years and all those classes and all those jobs that I have ever calculated a t-test by hand or a correlation by hand or a chi-square by hand was in my college level statistics class. Never again was it done by hand. I want you to see how to do it by hand so you can understand the mechanism of what's going on with these numbers. However, it is far more valuable and far more important to me that you be able to look at a problem and say, here's the information I have. Here's the information I'm wanting to find. What statistical analysis needs to bridge this gap? And how do I do that? I want you to know how to code variables in the software. I want you to know how to run the analysis in the software. I want you to know how to look at the output that comes from the software. Because if you ever do this for anything real world related, if you go to grad school and you have to do research or take more stats classes, which you will, or if you get into a job where you're doing some data analysis, that's what's going to matter. So yes, we're going to do a few things by hand, but it's not going to be anything cumbersome. So if you're entering this class with math anxiety, again, please just give me a chance to make this interesting and to show you that you can do this. I am going to be having video chat office hours available all semester. As you can see, I work all online from my basement home office here, where you will often see random children's toys on the table, because this is also my kids' area. I do not have an on-campus office at Drury because I'm an online instructor. So we will do online office hours. I have it set up using Discord. I am open to whatever you want to use. I know how to use Zoom. I know how to use Microsoft Teams. I know how to use Google Meetings. So whichever is your preferred format, we can do. I just like Discord because I can be logged on my computer while I'm working, and you can pop in and, hey, Dr. J, I have a question real quick. And it's really easy to start a video call without having to, okay, let me send you a Zoom link and schedule and copy and paste, and my webcam's not working and all that. I highly prefer Discord. There's a link for the digital office hours right on the homepage. We can text chat on it using keyboard, or we can log on and video chat. We can screen share if you have something you're stuck on and you want me to double check if you've done the steps right. I think it's a great resource. So that's going to be on our course homepage that I share the link for that. We will have discussions every week. You will need to do your discussion post and reply to classmates. And there will also be an assignment every week. The way the assignments work is you have 2 attempts to do it. The second attempt, you can fix anything you missed on the first attempt for half credit. So you have a chance to make back some points if you misunderstood something. Now, with the assignments being due Sunday at midnight, I do try to check my email over the weekend. I don't just log off Friday at 5 and disappear until Monday mornings, most weekends. There are times that happens, but for the most part, I do try to maintain weekend availability to an extent. However, with the assignments being due Sunday at midnight, I do not guarantee Saturday night email checks. I do not guarantee Sunday night email checks. Please log on and at least have looked at the assignment, even if you don't start it. At least log on and look at it at some point during the week, because I would hate for you to miss points or have something you don't understand or have questions that you email me about Sunday at 9 p.m. and I never see it before the due date. I realize a lot of you are taking online classes because your schedule is crazy and you do homework on the weekends. I get that. No judgment whatsoever. Just please at least have looked at it so that you know if you have any questions. I think that is all the basics you need to know going into this course, apart from reading the syllabus and doing the introductory welcome to the course things. So if you have any questions, any concerns, please send me an email, send me a Canvas message. I try to be very responsive on both. If you are sending an email, just as a reminder, please make sure that you are sending it from your Drury email address. On the faculty side of things, our spam filter is very enthusiastic and it is very quick to send emails into quarantine, is what it calls it. If you're sending from a work email or a personal email, there's a good chance I'm not going to see it, because our spam filter is going to think it has found a source of danger and done an amazing thing. So please make sure that you're sending me emails from your Drury email address, or that you're using that Canvas messaging feature. I think that is it for now. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And please let me prove to you that statistics can be interesting and enjoyable. I'll talk to all of you soon.